Hey team. Well, the rain is persisting and it's not giving up. So it's too wet to go make a mess in a client's yard this week, so I decided to make a mess in my own yard this week. We need a dog fence for these two little guys. Yeah, we looked into electronic collars, satellite collars, and they get pricey, and there's still the reliability issue of electronics, and there's always the chance of failure, so you just can't beat a good old fence. So, here's my son Emmett, he's 10 years old, and we started playing around with the idea of using the compactor on the hoe, or the hoe pack, to pound the posts. And yeah, it was working sort of okay, but it was really hard to get a good position with the hoe pack and keep the post upright. So we needed a stabilizer. We took an old Bobcat rim. I made it a little bit bigger, cut a 9-inch hole in there to fit a 6-inch post, and then we just welded it onto the hoe pack. And in theory, it should work great. And my brother does log work and fencing, and he does have a post pounder, and he offered it to me, and several of the comments on Instagram mentioned it. But hey, what kind of video would that be? Post pounder. No, I just have to learn to use that. I already know how to use a backhoe, and I make a great video. So here we are, first couple posts in, and it worked amazing. The ground was soft enough. Hard ground with my little hoe I don't think would work as well. But this worked great, and the ground was soft from the rain. So we're using 8-foot posts, and we're doing a 5-foot fence. So the only issue with the rim on there is it was scarring up the posts pretty good. I needed a better system. I needed maybe half that rim or a rubber system. We tried some stuff, but it wasn't holding on. So we decided to just leave the posts a little tall, and then we're going to cut off the scarring after the wire was up. So here's a drone shot time-lapse view of the post going in, and they go in just as fast as it looks. It was super fast. It took like an hour and a half to do, I think we did 40 posts. So layout was everything, and the day before we spent the whole day getting stuff ready. But here's the wire. And so this wire is meant to be tensioned over a long distance, and it doesn't need rails, but we just tensioned it over 2 or 3 posts at a time with a broomstick. We wove a handle through the wire and just pulled it tight by hand and then stapled it on. And then here's how the rails are looking. So we're doing a 3-post rail system design here, and they're 3¼ inch rails. And we're actually using a tool called the Log Wizard to flatten the back of these rails, so that they don't rock or twist on the post. I'll get more into that in part 2, but this is just an idea of what we did on day 1. So we got all 40 posts in, and we got the rails started and figured out, the wires on, and we got a bunch more rails to do today.